If someone offered me my old corporate job back tomorrow, same company, same salary, in fact, let's make it even more tempting, double the salary, would I take it? Honestly, no. And the answer might surprise you. It's not because I now work fewer hours. I don't. It's not because entrepreneurship is somehow easier. It definitely is not. And it's also because I don't think corporate life is bad. It's because if there's one thing I simply cannot imagine giving up anymore, it is my creative freedom. Hi, I'm Sandhya. 5 years ago, I quit my 15-year corporate career to teach yoga full-time. And all through this time, I've had so many conversations, both online and offline, with people often asking me whether I regret that decision. And the answer really can't be given as a simple yes or no. So I thought I should make this video about the first and probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't regret quitting corporate. And that is creative freedom. And before I begin, let me clarify something. This is not a corporate versus entrepreneurship debate. I've honestly lived both lives. Both have their advantages, both have their trade-offs. I'm simply going to share what worked for me. People often assume that I left corporate because I hated it. Well, that's not really true. My corporate life gave me a lot. It taught me patience, professionalism, communication. It taught me how to deal with different personalities, how to present my ideas impactfully, how to think strategically. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to run my business today if it wasn't for those 15 years in corporate. But over time, there was one thing that really started to bother me, and that was decision making. You see, in a corporate environment, decisions aren't really yours alone, right? You have your manager, their manager, clients, cross-functional teams, budgets, approvals, reviews, stakeholder alignment, and so much more. And there's really nothing wrong with all of this. This is really how large organizations function. When you have thousands of people working together, you definitely need systems. You need the alignment. You need the consistency. I mean, imagine if every employee woke up one morning and suddenly decided to change the org strategy. That would be absolute chaos, right? So I completely understand why these approval processes and structures exist in corporate. But over time, I realized one thing about myself very clearly. I loved solving problems creatively. More than that, I loved testing new ideas. But testing new ideas is very, very difficult when every experiment needs to go through multiple layers of approval before it even begins. Sometimes your idea is not rejected because it's bad. It's rejected because budgets are tight, or because the timing is not right, or because another project is higher priority, or simply because someone higher up does not agree. And none of this is wrong. However, over time, I realized that I really wanted the freedom to own my own decisions on my own time. Today, if I wake up with a new idea, I don't need permission. If I want to start a YouTube channel, I can. If I want to run a 2-day intensive yogasana workshop, I really can. If I want to change my website for better reach, if I want to experiment with a new coaching format, if I want to completely redesign the mechanics of my online program, the only person stopping me is me, right? Now here is the funny part. People often assume that this freedom means that entrepreneurs can do whatever they want. That's not true at all. You know why? Because with freedom comes responsibilities and consequences. Today, if I make a bad decision, I have nobody else to blame. If a video of mine does not work on YouTube, I can't point fingers at anyone. If people don't come for the first trial class to my online program, I have to ask myself why. Was the product not good? Was the messaging unclear? Did I market it poorly? Did I oversell or undersell myself? And frankly, every mistake becomes feedback and it helps me learn and grow. And this is exactly why I love being an entrepreneur versus being in corporate. And one of the biggest differences I've noticed between the corporate environment and the entrepreneurship world is this. In the corporate world, your success depends upon your ability to convince your bosses that your idea is good. But as an entrepreneur, your success depends on your ability to convince your customers whether your idea is useful. One optimizes for internal approval, whereas the other optimizes for real-world value. Personally, I find the second one way more exciting. When people ask me, what if your idea fails? My answer is some of them do. For example, at one point, I tried going to people's homes to teach yoga. Not only was that physically very exhausting, but it was also highly unsustainable. At another point, I spent weeks trying to automate my entire client acquisition process on social media. But in the end, I realized that most people who joined my programs came only because they valued the human connection. And obviously, no automation could ever replace that, right? I've experimented with pricing, with marketing, with content. Some of my videos on social media perform beautifully, while others, even though made with so much intention and hard work, just disappear into the internet without anyone even noticing. And 5 years ago, when I had just started this journey, all of this would have felt like failure. But today, all of this feels like data. Because every attempt teaches me something. Every failed idea makes the next one even better. Every mistake makes my thinking even sharper. The beautiful thing about owning your own decisions is that you also own your own learning, and nobody can take that away from you. Now, before you think that entrepreneurship is some magical life where you just sip coffee and work for just 2 hours a day, let me stop you right there. Creative freedom does not reduce responsibility. In fact, it multiplies it. Because today, I'm not just a yoga teacher. I'm also the content creator. I'm the finance department. I'm the strategist. I'm the operations person. I'm the business development executive, all rolled up into one. And I'm also a full-time working mom juggling the responsibilities of my work and family at the same time. So between corporate and now, it's not that the work reduced or disappeared. The work simply changed its nature. The only difference now is I chose it, and frankly, that feels far more empowering. If I had to summarize what entrepreneurship has given me in one sentence, it would be this. I get to live with the consequences of my own decisions. To some people, it may sound scary, but to me, it is incredibly freeing. Because no matter whether something succeeds or fails, I know I gave it my best. I know I learned something. And I also know that the next decision is still mine to make. So when people ask me whether I regret leaving corporate, on this parameter, it's an easy one. Creative freedom, 10 out of 10, every single time. I'm curious. Whether you're in corporate or you're freelancing or you're running your own business or even a student, what does freedom mean to you? Is it the flexibility or the money or purpose or time or something else altogether? I would really love to know your thoughts in the comments. Let them roll.